Oh my goodness. So we got some really good news in the Johnny Depp situation yesterday. I we're going to go over it and we're going to go over what Amber Heard had to say. Basically at this point, it's kind of nice to know that the justice for Johnny hashtag, all of that stuff that we've been talking about for a really long time is over. Right? This is the nail in the coffin, and this is going to cement everything we have brought awareness to. And I overslept, so I'm sorry if I am a little unorganized this morning. So bear with me, but we're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over some of the stuff, the updates that I haven't talked about with the Andy Signore stuff, the private investigator situation, and then here at the end we'll talk about Born of Blood 3 because it is phenomenal. And it totally doesn't make sense to tail on at the end of this live stream, but it should be fun anyway. I kept waking up and dozing off this morning. That was my problem. Like, I woke up at like 6 and I'm like ready to go. And then I fall back asleep. And then I'm like, just a half an hour more, just a half an hour more. And I'm not even 100% sure this isn't a dream. Like, just gonna be honest with you. I could be dreaming right now. I we don't have to go over Amber Heard's statement. The best thing about it is it's tripling, quadrupling down on the stuff that she said for long enough, but basically at the end of the day, admitting defeat, right? Admitting defeat of I mean, I'm sure she's like, if she's still living in Spain, I don't know. There are a lot of people that keep up with their day-to-day stuff, and that was never what this was about for me. This was about a victim getting justice, and I never wanted to go overboard, and I definitely think there are those that have, and at this point, and I was listening to a bit of Saggy's stream yesterday, and she kind of reiterated the point. At this point, there is no need to not just let Johnny live his life, right? He is living his best fucking life right now. He has moved on. I think a lot of us need to learn from that point, right? And go back to letting people have their individual lives, letting people celebrate in what was won. Amber lives in an abandoned churro cart at the beach. I mean, I'm not going to argue with facts. I'm not going to argue it. Just because a lot of this stuff feels like it's gotten to, and I think this happens with a lot of situations like this. It gets to a point of mere like obsession, right? Obsession. And I never wanted my channel to be completely enveloped by the situation, but I wanted to cover an injustice I felt rather close to. So I would like to see a lot of people just chillax. You know, this is the nail in the coffin. Let everybody celebrate that. And then maybe let Johnny move on with his life and stop bothering him. But you know what? That's never going to happen because you've got paparazzi. You've got you've got people that just go overboard, right? I don't know. Woke up at 7. I had an awful dream about a cult. You were dreaming about Andy's fandom again. Black Phoenix had a terrible dream about Andy's fandom again. That's hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. So let's take a look. We're going to take a look at the Hollywood Reporter. Like I said, I am not prepared this morning. I do have at least this stuff up. I don't even think they probably have anything other than what Amber said. And if they don't, we'll just go over there. Yes, this is a recap, okay. And Monday, in her statement Monday, Heard said her life, yeah, this is what we're going to go over on Instagram. Like I said, I'm still not even sure I'm awake. So you know what? I mean, I'm not going to bury the lead. She only has to pay $1 million, right? My question here to you guys is, oh, I don't like how that looks. There we go. Oh, that's a great idea, Robert. So my question, I honestly want to ask you guys something. This whole situation started with, and please remember, $1 million is a lot of money, right? Maybe it's a drop in a bucket to Johnny Depp, or even, Amber's relatively infamous. Not a great amount, it's okay. They'll live. I have no issue, and I've said since the beginning, my issue here was him getting his, and it was his, right? Him getting his life back. And I haven't looked too much. Are people taking issue with the amount of money that he settled for? Because I don't know that it was ever going to be enough to actually get him what he deserved, right? He deserved the money for Pirates. He deserved the money for this, for work he lost. But at the end of the day, he's fine. He's not hurting. At the end of the day, this is about him getting his life back. And I wondered if almost the human in him saw what Amber had been going through on social media and realized he did. He got his life back. He went with the Rihanna stuff, right? He did that with the Fenty. I believe I saw he was just announced in something else, and I can't remember right off the top of my head. He's going to be a king in a new movie. Like, at some point, he had to realize this needs to end. This needs to end. And he was like, $1 million, throw in the hat. This is over. And it almost makes me kind of, and I said it since the beginning, it's a big respect issue, right? It just proves that this was never about the money. This is about getting your life back. This is about getting your voice, your story out there. And Fantasy I Die, good morning. And I honestly, like, I gotta respect the man. Like, as much as I respected him before, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think this was a Chad move. I don't know how else to describe it, right? Like, $1 million means nothing to him. What means something to him is people knowing his story. And finally, we can put the nail in the coffin after 4 years, at least on my channel, of covering this situation. It's kind of sad. It is kind of sad. Joseph, did you just really quote? He just really quoted Austin Powers. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. Even after she ran her mouth, I was like, take that bitch for all she's worth. And then I was like, okay, I can respect it. At the end of the day, I think, let me read this here. At the end of the day, I think the judgment amount made more of a statement than the actual amount he wanted. Are you talking about the judgment from Penny? Because that was $10 million. He settled for $1 million. Good morning, Hooded Justice. Even if it was the full amount of $10 million, he would have donated it. At least I think he would have. See, and that's exactly right. I completely agree. And even when the judgment was first, put out there, the appeals weren't even on the table yet. They weren't even out there yet. I mean, they talked about it, but I was like, you know what? He should absolutely just take it, give her, collect the money, and give it to charity. Give it to the charities that she said, that she pledged she was going to give it to. But the one thing that does bother me about this situation is that goes away, right? She lied and lied and lied about what she pledged to give to the UCLA and the Children's Hospital. Now that spotlight's gone, and maybe that's what she was thinking here by settling. She only has to pay $1 million as compared to the rest she has to pay for the $7 million for the Children's Hospital and UCLA. Maybe she thinks she can get away with paying less money this way. It just is a little bothersome that just gets swept under the table because she pledged and she uses it synonymously with donate. Amber won. Donna, Amber did not win in the UK. That was the Sun. That was the Sun. It had nothing to do with, I mean, it did obviously have to do with Amber, but that's not, she lost. She lost. Oh, we do have an Amber stand in here. Okay, you guys be nice. We're gonna, you realize this is false, right? We're going to drop some truth here. She absolutely could. She got that money 13 months. Let me repeat this. 13 months before he even decided to go to trial. 13 months. So I don't know if you've convinced yourself that is why, but that's absolutely false. Absolutely false. She could have donated at any time in that 13 months. And I don't want to be mean to you. I'm not going to be mean because I'm a nice girl. I swear to God. But what you're predicating here is victim blaming. Right? Victim blaming. A real victim, you are blaming for the situation. Albus, thank you so much. The Justice for Johnny Depp community has been more than interested. Ooh. Oh my. I actually think this is very interesting. Albus is smart. Confirmed. Has been more interested in the punish Amber Heard than justice. Majority of them have been about vengeance than they have been about justice. Justice is peaceful. Vengeance is hate. Oh, I gotta click out of it. I hate that it does this. Johnny wanted peace. He gets it now. I actually think this is the truest statement that I have heard in a very, very long time. And I think I got there for a while. No, I don't think I did. This is the truest statement I have heard in a very long time. And it didn't even cross my brain what I was saying in the beginning, and I know it's not popular, but the Justice for Johnny Depp stuff is over. He got justice. This win here shows it's over, right? This is it. The Justice for Johnny Depp hashtag can die. He got it. Let him live in peace. Stop going about vengeance. But I didn't even consider this. I didn't think of the other side. For a very long time, it became about punish Amber Heard rather than justice for Johnny Depp. And that's a really, really good point. Thank you, Albus. I didn't even, that's awesome. Thank you for the tip. But more than anything, yeah, that is fucking perfectly said. And I don't want to see that because, and I do think anything kind of spews into that, right? We see a lot of situations like this kind of, people hang on, they become very attached, and they go into this sort of vengeful person. And anything morphs into that, whether it's any sort of, like Comicsgate we saw happen to that. Any situation, it becomes very vengeful. But this is a situation where you've got to let Johnny live in peace. You've got to let him move on. Find other, I guess, venues to live his life, ways, love, happiness, anything. And I think that's, I'm here for Born a Blood. I know. 12:30, I promise. But yeah, that was I appreciate that a lot, Albus, because that was a very good statement. Very good statement. So $1 million, I think that's fair. And just like, Albus said, there are a lot of people that are going to be not happy with it. And I can't help that. It's over. Let it be over. We're going to switch over and we're going to look at the Amber Heard statement because at some point, she's got to also move on, right? I feel like she is also at the point where she needs to, I don't know. I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, but Amber, get your shit together. Get your life in order. You're my age. It's time, right? It's time. You see that Ray Fisher is starting up shit after James Gunn. Yeah, I mean, he's Kryborg. Like, I expected it. I don't care about Ray Fisher. He went after too many people, and really just got very much so, again, just like what was said, a vengeance. It became about vengeance instead of justice. And he's still out for blood. And I'm just not, let him do his thing. He's the one making himself look like an ass. Like everybody yesterday was like, why are you trying to make the quartering look like an ass? I'm like, I don't have to. He did that himself. And that's what Amber's doing right here. This is going to be a little hard to read. I apologize. Okay, I was taking a drink. Okay. After a great deal of deliberation, I have made the very difficult decision to settle the defamation case against me and my ex-husband in Virginia. I wonder, I would love to have been a fly at that negotiation table, because I'm almost positive that Amber and Johnny were not there. It was probably a lawyer speak, right? Maybe. But she would have at least had to, she decided to settle. Yes, she did, silly girl. I just can't imagine it would have been good. It's important for me to say that I never chose this. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life, as I knew, was destroyed. I hate words like this. It won't let me highlight it. My truth. I understand that there's always different sides of the story, and usually there's one person's side, there's the other person's side, and the truth is usually in the middle. I hate the word "my truth," and we've only seen it used more, at least maybe seen it used more and more in the last couple years. It's not my truth. There's the truth, and then there's your version of events that you either remember or do not remember. I hate that. I mean, I know people use it a lot, but I don't. I just think it's a silly way to say things. The vilification I have faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. Yeah. In part, I can agree with her on that. But the problem in this situation is you are the villain in this situation. You are. And there's been a lot of really damning evidence, right? Of course, you can throw that out there that we weren't there. If we were a fly on the wall, it'd be different. But there has been so much evidence that we have gone through over, and so many of us have gone through with a fine-tooth comb. I do think that the vilification of victims happens. We're literally seeing it happen in real time with Andy Signore's situation, right? But you can't say that it's a general thing that goes for all victims. Because if that were the truth, then the victim in this situation would be villainized, and that was Johnny, right? So this just seems, again, like her kind of getting those victim points, right? Now, I finally have an opportunity to emancipate myself from something I attempted to leave over 6 years ago, and on terms I can agree to. I have made no admission. This is not an act of concession. Honey. Oh, honey. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yep. It 100% is. Just saying. There are no restriction or gaps with respect to my voice moving forward. I made this decision and having lost faith in the American legal system. I'm sorry, you're gonna blame the American legal system because you didn't get away with what you wanted to get away with? Believe all women was the worst fucking thing ever. People lie all the time, and that includes women. That includes every woman, not every woman, every race, every sex. That includes everyone in every type of group, right? That's why I believe in a lot of people have gotten to the point where they're like, I need solid proof. And I do think it's hard for victims. I will be the first to say that. I always at least give the benefit of the doubt to the victim. I think that's fair, right? I always listen to victims tell their story. There has to be a shred of credibility to it and a shred of proof. And that's where Amber's story falls apart, right? That's the part where Amber's like, fucked. And that's the part where we look at the stuff from Johnny and it all starts to make a little bit more sense. It starts to kind of come together. And even if we weren't there, even if we don't know, a lot of what has gone on can be seen through that trial. 6 weeks. We sat here day after day for 6 weeks. We had the best chat. I'm just going to put that out there. We sat here for 6 weeks and listen to everyone's side of the story, not just Amber's, not just Johnny's, but psychologists, friends, family members. We listen to everything. And that is where the American legal system really had the hand up here. And that's why she's saying she lost faith in it. Because it makes no sense, right? At the end of the day, her stories didn't add up. Time frames didn't add up. Different stuff where she tried to get away with saying he hit me the night before and then went on a talk show with no actual person seeing a damn thing. Didn't add up. The problem isn't the American legal system. I mean, it's not perfect. Far from, right? But the problem was you. That's right, we're the best. No shit. I mean, it was like, those chats were fucking hilarious. Like, I'm not going to lie, that was wonderful. Let's see here. Where I was protected from having to give. Oh, wait. Okay. Where my unprotected testimony served as entertainment and social media fodder. Well, that's true. That is true. Like, I've said it time and time again. Even if you weren't following the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, it followed you. It fucking followed you. It followed you. All you had to do was go on TikTok. All you had to do was go on any sort of social media. All you had to do is open up your YouTube browser. You were going to see something, whether you liked it or not. You could put do not recommend 10 days in a row, and on the 11th day, something would show up. She lost faith in the court's ability to fall for bullshit. OJ got off clean and I didn't? Yeah, that's hilarious. A little different. That was criminal. This is civil. Because I think OJ lost in civil court. If I remember correctly. I was like a baby. Something that goes unnoticed is that Amber did admit she accused Johnny of abuse, even though she didn't say the article is about him. She admitted guilt. Wait. Wait, hold on a second. You're wrong here. She absolutely said the article was about him. Are you talking about during the trial? Because she literally said like him, he, him. She admitted during the trial that the article was about him. Game over. Right? This lady's crazy. Okay. Oh, she's going to talk about how the UK is better. The UK is better. When I stood before the judge in the UK, I was vindicated by a robust, impartial, and fair system. Then move to the UK. Goodbye. We are all okay with that. You had one person decide your fate. One person. You didn't have a trial, your jury of your peers. You had one person that you had a weird connection to. Like, as conspiratorial as it is, I see the connection. One last Amber translation. Aha! These were great. Translation, I thought everyone would just listen and believe me because I am a woman. They didn't. They believed the man. I didn't win, so I'm blaming it. Yeah. Pretty much in a nutshell, right? Where I was protected from having to give the worst moments of my testimony in front of the world media, and where the court found that I was subjected to domestic and sexual violence. It was Johnny that wanted the, of course he did, right? Of course he wanted the cameras. This was about telling his story as a victim of domestic violence. This was his story to tell. I get it, Amber. But why was there all of a sudden between a UK and the US trial a brand new story you just remembered, right? A brand new story about sexual violence. Why did all of a sudden you remember something new and decide to add it in? And the worst kind of stories, I'm not even going to go over it. The worst kind of stories. Like some of that shit, even though I knew it was fake, was hard to hear, was hard to listen to, even though there was no tears. Just saying. In the US, however, I exhausted almost all of my resources in advance of the trial, during which I was subjected to a courtroom in which an abundant direct evidence that corroborated my testimony was, she's blaming that her evidence wasn't included. She tried to do the same thing with that first interview. I have a whole binder full of notes. I have a whole binder. Just ignore that they're in my handwriting, please. Just ignore that. In which a popularity and power mattered more than reason and due process. You had a fair trial, Amber, and you lost fair and square. You had a trial by jury in which you lost fair and square. I don't know what to tell you if this is your cope, right? We all have a way of coping, but won't you just go away? I'm hoping, Ray, that this is the nail in the coffin in which she does, right? I really, really do. In the interim, I was exposed to a type of humiliation that I simply cannot relive. Yeah, yeah. You got roasted the fuck by social media, is what you're saying. And I get it. I do. And I can be a mildly empathetic with the situation, but the problem is you reap what you sow. You made your bed and shit in it, right? Like, I don't know what else to say. It sucks for you. I'm not even saying all of the mocking was deserved. What I am saying is you have nobody to blame but yourself. In the even in my U.S. appeal, even if my U.S. appeal is successful, the best outcome would be a retrial where a new jury would consider the evidence again. I simply can't go through it a third time. Don't blame you. Honestly, I'm so glad season 3 of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard is canceled, right? I am so glad for Johnny that there will be no season 3. Nobody wants to relive that, including the victims in the situation. Time is precious, and I want to spend my time productively and purposefully. For too many years, yeah. What she needs to do is just get quiet for a few years. We've seen people make comebacks. I don't know necessarily that that's in the cards for her, right? But she's got a daughter. I think a girlfriend. I'm not sure. I know she was dating like that Bianca Booty, and then she was dating Eve Barlow. I don't just go, and the best thing she can do right now is get quiet, live her life for a few years, get out of the spotlight. I mean, what else can she do? And honestly, first off, what is she going to do for money? That's the weird part to me. Because how do you survive after something like this? Like, do you think she has a decent amount of savings? How do you go about functioning for a few years without trying to get jobs. That's why a lot of people right after the trial were like, her best bet's OnlyFans, right? Her best bet's OnlyFans. Now she's fucked. OnlyFans. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not being mean, but a lot, like, there's a lot of people out there that would probably buy that shit. Before Johnny, what did she do for money? She was in, well, I know she stripped for a while. She did those weird, sex parties, remember? That's how she met Elon. She also did a few movies. I know one was Never Back Down because that movie was awesome. Not because of her, just because the movie was good. I feel like she did Zombieland. I feel like there's probably a lot more, but again, stripper sex parties, the usual prostitution stuff. I mean, go for it. Get your money. You got to survive somehow. I'm not going to shame it. The Aquaman movie money dried up. Yeah. Even the money she got for 2, that's gone. And that's another thing about this $1 million, right? Is that I believe she gave up because she can't pay her lawyers, and then they told her bye-bye. Yeah, very well could be. The thing is as of right now, honestly, what Johnny got awarded, right? We said $1 million. $1 million. What Johnny, not what he got awarded, but he hasn't got yet. That is not even going to cover his lawyer fees. That is not even going to cover the stuff with Ben Chu and Camille. It's just not. So he had to, at the end of the day, feel bad and honestly love her. Because if not, he would have kept going. I'm sorry, there's no way you can make me believe otherwise, because that's just not even enough. I never even knew her. I don't think anyone really cares. I only knew her, like I said, from Never Back Down, but I didn't know her name, right? I knew she had been cast as Aquaman, but that was after they got together. So I don't think she was I think a lot of people didn't know who she was until this whole situation. I'm also choosing freedom and to dedicate my time and work to heal after my divorce, work that exists in realms of which I feel seen, heard, and believed, and in which I know I can affect change. Okay. I will not be threatened, disheartened, or dissuaded by what happened from speaking the truth. Oh, now it's all of a sudden the truth. And that Pineapple Express. Yeah, there's another one too. I remember that. Now it's the truth and not just my truth. No one can and no one will take this from me. My voice forever remains the most valuable asset I have. I do think that's a, there's some truth to that. We're going to put a little bit of background music. I forgot that I had this. Tell me if that's too loud, guys. I do think there is some truth to that, right? I do think there is some truth to that. Your voice is a very important tool. That's why you have to, just like any sort of tool, you have to wield it for good. And at the end of the day, she did not. And she can't blame anyone but herself. I'm either going to love it or hate it, Robert. Oh, no. Let's switch over. I do think I have talked about this enough. I think it's fair to say that Johnny has a real chance of moving on. And that's what we wanted, right? At the end of the day, we wanted Johnny to be able to be vindicated, and he has been. Let the man now rest. Let him have a wonderful life, and let it be kind of take solace in the fact that justice has been served. Right? I think that's fair to say. Now let's get into some fucking drama. We had some good. So we've talked about Andy Signore a lot. We keep having people come out, and oh my god, I should have scrolled down. How do I? What I want to show you is, oh, that's so cringy. That's so cringy. He's selling these. Stop it. That's so cringy. I wonder if I can zoom in. Stop it. Who bought that? Can I hit you? I really want to hit you. If you bought this. Can somebody let me know if the background music's a little bit too loud, if it's okay, if it's anything, if you can even hear it? It's supposed to be Christmas music. So let's see where we start here. Okay. We are going to get into the story. And it's distracting. Okay. We will take it off. I hope you are having a great day too, Joey. Feel bad for Joey. I felt really bad for him. No, I can't hear anything but you. Drama and Christmas music. Fuck my life. All right, let's remove this. I've tried using background music a couple times, and I always end up removing it. I'll try it like every 2 months, but it does seem like it gets distracting. And not only, I know you said that's just your opinion, but it distracts me too. Like I'll get to kind of talking, and then I'll have that in my ear, and I'm like, like it distracts me too. So I get it. Albus, thank you so much. Although I am a bit disappointed in the outcome, I know this was never about money, which is why I would have preferred Johnny Depp to settle for the symbolic $1 and a non-disparaging clause. It doesn't seem fair that she'll lie, but I support his decision. And I agree. I do think that she's going to keep running her mouth. I really, really do. And that's really unfortunate. But yeah, I think that was ultimately his way to get this over with, right? His way to stop this, to move on, to absolutely have his life back. Yeah, like I said, it's not even going to cover his people, his lawyer fees, everything that they went through, discovery, everything. But he probably just wants his life back. Albus is it's all BS. Yes. That guy. Same guy. But thank you very much, Albus. I appreciate you. Let's put it this way. Selena screws up big time, plays for it, and makes a choice between Batman and Valmont. God damn it. I'm going to hate it. If she chose Batman, I'm going to fucking hate it. And I'm going to make 17 videos and tell you why I hate it. I'm already heated. Okay. So we had another, let me check my TikTok. I can tell you what day this was from. Want to give a big freaking thank you to Nicole, because a lot of times since I'm not on Twitter, I don't get to keep up with what's going on as quickly, right? Like I'm a few days behind everything. Nicole told me right away, and I was like, yes, you are freaking awesome. And then Saggy went live and talked about it. But I'm mad. I'm never reading Catwoman again. I can't. I'm getting distracted. Okay. So Andy had another person speak out. And this situation's a little weird. First off, I want to say never, ever. I'm talking to adults here. You guys should know this. Never, ever, ever give your passwords to anybody, right? Unless they're your husband, unless they're your wife, unless they're... Yeah, that's probably about it. Never give your passwords to anyone, right? You don't know what they could do. That is a big freaking no-no. I'm sorry. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Keep your stuff safe. But unfortunately, Jade did not. And she was promised things that never came through. Now, the part about this isn't the fact that mine's password 1. I don't believe you. The problem with this, am I zoomed in too much? I didn't realize I was zoomed in. Isn't even the fact that she gave him the password. Well, I'll just read it to you. The time when Andy Signore had my passwords to my OnlyFans and my OnlyFans Insta persona because he promised me he would get me followers. Since he built himself up from the ground twice, he convinced me he could get me followers so easily, never received one follower from him. A while later, he decided to send me a video of him enjoying performing witchcraft. I've seen him. He was not supposed to save them. And clips he had stolen off of my OnlyFans and Insta DMs. I never gave him permission to steal and save for his own pleasure. Or put into a compilation, which is exactly what he did. Not saving sexual photos or videos was a rule of his. He literally clicked a file that had my name on it to open explicit compilations of her. And then sent witchcraft back. I don't have the video. Obviously, secret chats are his best friend. But I do have proof he had access to my accounts. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I know the truth. And I'm here to give other women confidence to open up. I can definitely respect that. Everything was consensual between him and I, except for he was not supposed to be saving any of the videos, especially stolen ones from his DM. Takes a lot of guts to promise someone followers. Takes a lot of guts to promise someone followers, not come through, steal videos you're not supposed to be in, and then never come through with your promises. I'm sorry, I don't think he gives a shit. Oh, you did send the spoiler? All right, now I gotta know. Your password is my password? Wait. That's not the spoiler. I remember my password, forgot the account. I hate that. So here's a conversation between Andy and her, right? Just proving that he did this. Again. Okay. Don't give your passwords out. Don't steal other people's stuff. This isn't where... Okay, I do have an issue with this, obviously. But my issue here is what comes from that. Now, if you are familiar enough with Andy's channel, you will likely know who this is. That's what I'll say. Andy has a private investigator friend that he likes to use to scare people. And he does, right? He does scare people because people don't know whether or not he's serious, how far he'll take it. You know, you're a lot more powerful when you have a lot of followers and money behind you. And he has both of those things. So what he sent to her was this. Now, Andy's also like, there's a lot we could talk about. I think Saggy covers it best, and I want you guys to all follow her. Robert, could you get her thing and put it in the chat? I want you guys, and I'll put it in the email too, or in the description after, and I'll put literally like all of what I've gone over will be in the description. Everything will be there after the stream. But we talked about Mike last time, right? A big supporter. He lost Mike because he hit on Mike's girlfriend. Who's Saggy's? I mean, or Black Phoenix, that guy, anybody. Hooded. I don't know if you're still here, but somebody get it. Saggy's channel. But the issue here is not only has he lost these people, he lost recently. Jacqueline came on last night on Saggy's stream and talked about it. And so sweet, such a sweet girl. I felt so bad for her. She was a member for well over a year, every single month. That earns you a little, like, you gotta fucking respect that person putting money into you every single month, being in your Telegram, being one of your mods, right? Over a year. What? Fuck that. Are you serious? Okay, I'm distracted. I'm so mad at Teeny Howard right now. Okay, I'll think about that afterwards. So over a year, although I have to admit, Andy pretended to be a woman and catfishing horny men to get them to join an OnlyFans is a new low that makes me laugh every time. Not only, I felt bad for Jacqueline. Basically what happened is she was a member for only a year. All she did was ask questions. Big supporter. Instantly he threw her under the bus and, and that was it. Joey was the other one I was going to mention. I was between a $15 and $10 member for over a year and was a mod since February of this year until 2 days ago. And I actually, the thing here is to my understanding, all Jacqueline did was ask about the situation Saggy had brought up. And that was it. That was enough to throw her under the bus in their Telegram chat, and that was over. The thing that breaks my heart for these people is there is a lot of really great community building on the YouTube sphere. So sure, it sucks that you're losing, that channel to go to. But what really, really sucks is that all those friends and connections you made, now Andy has thrown you under the bus, made you look bad, and you can't even defend yourself. You're losing that friendship that you had with people surrounding the community. And you don't treat people this way. Yeah, that's true. He called her out in mod chat. And that's, why would you do that? Why would you not take things to the, private message? We know he knows how to use secret chat. Come on, guys. You don't treat people that way. I don't care how big of a YouTuber you are. You don't treat people that way that don't give you money. that don't give you money. You don't treat people that way. Money, and of course, obviously, you don't treat people that way that give you money. You just, in general, don't treat people that way. It's his community. He made that very clear to me. And that's what's a shame about it, is people, there's really good people in that community that realize how he treats people. And Simply Bell was one of the first to come out and be like, yo, this isn't okay. None of this is okay. I don't know, and I say this every fucking time, but nobody has proved me wrong to this day. I don't know another community in any sphere on YouTube that gets treated this way. I don't know another situation where we've heard people come out in this droves that gets treated this way. And I don't think we ever will, because I don't think there is any. I don't. So what led to the whole situation with Jade was that after, being confronted, right? He tries to send a PI. Again, I'm not going to say the name, but it's not hard to figure out who it is. It took me 3.5 months. I was in a Telegram month for 2 months, joined right after the trial. Yeah. It's awful. It's awful the way people are treated in that community. Sending a PI to scare me, claiming extortion. So basically what happened, in a nutshell, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that Andy said, I'll give you $1,000. Come out here to, we can fuck. And so Jade's man was like, if you were willing to give her $1,000 to fly to Florida, why can't you just give you $1,000 being a disgusting pervert? It wasn't real extortion. It was just a conversation, right? But to Andy, that was extortion, right? How? I don't know. Do we get a porn bot? Is that what that is? Is that what that is? That's weird. I mean, it's not. I said fucked, and then it all just came through. But let's go over what he says, because if that's extortion, then offering $1,000 is solicitation. But it's not. I'm just saying, if that's the logic you're going for, that, come on now. I obviously, she put her name out. My name is, now Saggy has verified this and tried to contact the PI. To my understanding, as of yet, there has been no contact made back, but the number that it's obviously redacted here, but it is a real person, and it is somebody that Andy has used before. Are you loaded? Like money? No. Is that what you mean? The Jade story broke me. It was my breaking point. I tried to help her as much as I could, and she called on the live and talked about her relapse. I have around 14 years clean of drugs. Oh, did I show that? Yeah, I felt really bad because I think it's on the next one. But he basically said, oh, well, you must be using again. That's the only reason you're talking about this. Like, stop it. He's trying to discredit her because she's now sober and wasn't previously. And that's a really fucked up tactic to use against somebody. Really fucked up. But I'm a licensed private investigator in Florida. I'm contacting you in reference to an alleged extortion against Andy Signore. What he tried to do here, that you can see is cover up, scare her by putting her date of birth, her legal name, her address, her, not only her, but her boyfriends. What? You can't find a friend? Are you okay, Elizabeth? Do you need help? I think we have an Andy Signore. They always do that, like, are you drunk? Obviously not. It's just the way I talk. That's been used since I opened my channel. You have no idea how much more fucked up it is. I'm just reporting what I know. I know there is a lot more. I know there is some fucked up shit. I just wish that this isn't the thing about this is it's not fair to the people he took advantage of for so long. These people, just like in the Johnny situation, deserve a little bit of fucking justice. Justice isn't vindictive. Justice is fair and peaceful. And the peaceful part of this would be for you guys to actually get a little bit of peace of mind and not have to worry and not have to have people like, I don't remember her name, Elizabeth Brogna, come in and say shit, not to be harassed, to have all those people actually go, yeah, you were right. I think people coming out like Jacqueline and Joey are, just further evidence that you guys have been right all along, and it's scary. You may either call me to discuss this, or I can advise Andy to call law enforcement and turn the text over between you two. Okay, well, if that's the case, then do it, right? Hello, Gary. I'm trolling. I know she's not drunk. Yeah. Gary's OG. I really wish Jade would have just wrote back, bite me. Like, that would have made my day. Just wrote back, bite me. Like, because obviously Andy didn't contact the authorities for very good reason, right? He didn't contact the authorities because he didn't want to have to admit that this is a really good question. I want to remember this. He didn't want to have to admit that he stole stuff off her OnlyFans, that he went through her personal DMs, right? And I feel bad for Jade, but again, don't give anyone your passwords. Like, just don't do it. They're gonna go through shit. People are fucking terrible, right? And also nosy, very nosy. So this is a really good question from Dead Guy. And I've seen this question float around, so I'm not picking on you at all. No, I don't want him to shut down his channel. I don't want him canceled. I can't cancel him. I didn't do any of these actions. I didn't tell him to do these kind of things. I didn't force him to send spicy witchcraftery. I didn't force him to do that. I'm just talking about it, right? It's no different than talking about the allegations with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. He's a public figure. Just talking about the situation. So, I think most people in this situation that have either covered it or are one of the people just want the truth out there. Just want the truth out there. Just want to feel heard. Just want Andy to maybe apologize. I don't think that's a bad first step. I don't. Yeah, and I do think this kind of stuff needs an apology. He literally lies about these people on a regular basis. Like, possibly daily, for sure weekly. He says, "Oh, we pushed them out." When the fact is many of them left because of what they saw going on. I don't know if there is a chance of him learning a lesson, because you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? He's obviously not learned from his previous situation that we talked about last week. He's not learned from why he lost his job with Screen Junkies. He's still doing the same thing. I don't know. It does say Andy Signore in the title. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I couldn't fit Andy because you only get a certain amount of digits, so I just put Signore. Narcissist can't hear the word narcissist. I see. The thing is I wish I could say that I believe that if he came out and apologized, he would change. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Can you go play over there? Okay, go play. Kitty attack. But I don't know if he will allow him. In order to learn from your mistakes, you have to admit they're mistakes, right? You have to be able to say, look, I fucked up. I know why and how I fucked up. And I'm going to do my best in the future to not only rectify the situation, but not cause those situations going forward. It sounds silly, but the first step of that is admitting guilt, is admitting what you did wrong and learning from it, right? We make mistakes very often in life. He didn't change last time, did he? No, not at all. No. But he also didn't admit any guilt. That's what I'm saying. He said, oh, I've got this one situation where I have proof. And that rectifies every single situation, all 7 girls or whatever that came out during that time. Don't be sorry, be better, Kratos. Loki, how did you enjoy it? Have you finished Ragnarok? I'm sure you have, but I'm curious what you thought about it. I literally clicked on stop notifications for his channel. Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't even think his content's bad. Like, hot take, I don't think he does a bad job with his channel. He's very quick. Something I wish I could be, but I just can't. I've tried to be quick like that in the past. I get in a cycle that I don't personally like. That's why I enjoy live streams a lot more. I don't think he does a bad job bringing on guests. I don't think he does. I don't think his channel's bad. The problem is the environment it fosters and the way he treats people. Like, I was blown away by, I think it was Raven's video. I'm not sure which one it was. She's made a couple, but Raven's video where she talks about the situation. It's about 30 minutes long. I'll put it in the description after, but I was blown away. I do have people send me links or something like, oh, DC just announced this book. Here it is, but I would never treat people and make them. He has a group called Headliners in his Telegram chat where his mods have to basically do all the work for him. And why? I don't know. Maybe that's how bigger channels run. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's why my channel will always stay small. But to me, it's very much so taking advantage of people that really just want to be part of a community, right? Some people will do it out of the goodness of their heart, for sure. I send stuff to people, right? Like, I send stuff to people all the time if it's something that I think they would be interested in. Not because I feel like I have to, though. Not because I feel like I have to, because they're my friends, or I think it might be something they'd be interested in for their channel, right? If I come across something and it screams Bianca, I'm gonna send it to her. And that's because I want to. Not because I have a group chat set up where basically people are employed for free. I can't get behind that kind of situation. Again, I will I will ask the question. Has anybody ever seen that situation with a bigger channel like that? I asked about the mod situation. Nobody can, really come up with any other channels that have had this much people say he treated me terribly. Has anyone seen a situation where people are basically working for free? I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the only thing I can think of is maybe like Geeks and Gamers, but I don't even think that they do that. I don't know. I don't know if they get paid or not. I can't even. It's horrible, right? I don't know. If you want to do it for free, I've got nothing against you. I just really wish that these people, even if, okay, let's put the idea out there that they are doing it for free out of the goodness of their heart. Okay? Let's talk about that. Then you have to treat them. You have to fucking treat them with respect. I need to try bubble tea too, Stuff Nerd. I hear Saggy loves it. Like, talks about how it's so great. And I had to Google it. When she first started talking about boba tea, I Googled it and I'm like, what is this? And why do I need it in my life? I need it. I need it. I only know other channels employ other people to do research, for sure. And I think that's fair. Bye, silly girl. But I don't know. I find it all a little shady. I find the whole situation horrible that you fuck up, right? In this situation with Jade, you fuck up. So to cover up your fuck up, you try to threaten someone. And this isn't the first time. Like, he literally did the same thing. And I know I keep saying this. I know I do. I know I bring this situation up a lot because it's really what got me to see the terrible side of Signore. With Amber Heard stan, remember Camilla? Starting with a K, Kamilla, I believe, was a Amber Heard fan online on Twitter that they fought with all the time that believed Amber. And again, I don't agree with her, but I agree that she has the right to her opinion. I agree that she has the right to speak her mind. And I agree that she's wrong, in my opinion. But go ahead and say what you want, right? He literally hired the same PI, I'm assuming, to try to find out who she was. Crowdfunded it and said, I will tell you the general stuff about her. Andy did a GoFundMe to hire a PI and lawyer earlier. That's why is it so important? Once I seen that, I was like, there's no way any person can trust you. Because if they say something that you don't like, you're going to hire somebody to try to dox them. This is a bullying technique. This is a way to scare people. And I am not okay with that. None of it. Absolutely none of it's okay. And the fact that you are really going with this bullshit that Because they were in an article. Their tweet was used in an article. And I think it was Kat Tenenbarge or Taylor Lorenz. I'm not sure which one. I get them mixed up sometimes. Use them for a quote. You think that's okay to try to dox them? That's fucking scary. That's horrible. Who paid for that one? Yeah. People actually did. That's not even the worst of the go. Well, depending on your definition. He had a GoFundMe for people to have him read a book. Britney Spears, Jamie Lynn Spears. I'll read this book if you pay me enough. No. What? Yes, Steph Nerd. Yes. I don't believe Andy will do that. Stupid people lying in order to support. Okay, so what? I don't believe Andy will do that. Stupid people lying in order to support Amber. Who supports Amber? I think you're at the wrong channel. Because I'm not sure any of us do. And I'm not exactly, I don't believe Andy will do that. What are you talking about? I'll give you a second to answer. But what are you talking about? All of these things I said are backed up by proof. So none of us support Amber. Absolutely. Not a single one of us. I'm not sure where you're getting your information from. This was on live. Yeah, like, okay. I'll give you a second to answer because we're going to switch over to Born of Blood. But the fact, see, this is what Andy does to his audience. He makes them believe that anybody that disagrees with him is an Amber Heard stan. Anybody that disagrees with him is an Amber Heard. Sure, but so is Andy. Kat Tenenbarge and Taylor Lorenz are known for doxing. Sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. But so is Andy. So if you're not okay with Kat and Taylor doxing, then you can't be okay with Andy doing it too. And to my understanding, I think Kat doxed Tug, who was already, his information was out there, so that's technically not doxing, right? Taylor Lorenz supposedly doxed libs of TikTok. I don't know who else. I don't keep track of what these reporters do, right? So if you're not okay with that, I'm so pregnant with hunger. Eat. Have that same energy. Have that same, Laura B, that's who it was. And I love Laura B. I'm sure she hates me, but I love her. All right, well, it doesn't look like we're going to get an answer, so we're going to move on. But, sure. You can, yeah, Andy and Jody tried to dox Mad Max. Yeah. I still have I see these tweets can easily, okay. He literally admitted it. You are something else, honey. I would love for you to actually look at the facts and evidence of the case instead of just backing Andy Heard, right? Instead of actually thinking that him sending witchcraft is a deep fake. And I'm not here to change hearts and minds. You can have your cognitive dissonance. But the fact that you're supporting somebody like Amber is fucking gross. Yeah, Jody actually did dox. Jody actually did dox Max and said he had his, and then Andy threatened him. I seen that short Saggy shared yesterday. Andy was like, "You don't want to fuck up your wife's job, do you?" Some of the worst, most garbage human beings I have seen in my life. You don't want to fuck up your wife's job. How dare you threaten his wife? How dare you? All right, we got goodies though, right? Cognitive dissonance is real, and I just said that really bad, so yeah. I was looking this morning and I thought I had a better version of Born of Blood, but we're still going to go through it. I have the lettering one. Let me make sure there's no like private information for Drew. I don't think so. Okay. You guys know I have been a huge fan of this book since it came out, right? For a lot of reasons, but the best reason is because it's good. This book is amazing, you guys. It is now in stores. He's already working on Born of Blood 6. I reviewed 1. I loved it. 2 was a step back for me. Yes, give the stream a like. I would appreciate each and every single one of you. But I am not a big fan of like, you know, when it comes to period pieces or stuff like that. It takes me a lot to get invested, especially this time, Spartan time, right? Born of Blood 3 was the best issue thus far. This issue was absolutely everything I wanted from the series so far. And I'm glad to see, after being mildly disappointed in issue 2, I'm glad to see the action step back up, the intrigue, the mystery, all of it. I'm going to give spoilers here, so I'm going to warn you right off the bat. This book starts off and we've got, you know, the fighting begins, right? Here, let me make it a little bigger for you guys. I like the stream hardest. That's right. First off, let me give credit where it's due. This was written by Drew from Comics Elite. He goes by Dolan on the title. I will get the artist name. I'm not sure. The art just gets better every single time. I don't know if the artist is new or if he's gotten used to drawing these characters, you know, like having muscle memory in his hand, but holy crap, I absolutely love this book. So we're gonna get a little spoilery. I apologize, but check out your local comic book shop if you want to get it, or Carlos Basaria. There we go. Perfect. Fucking great. Honestly, I want to know more. I want to know more about, and her name's going to go out of my head. Because I think for as much as I gave her shit, she's a very intriguing character. Drew, what is her name? I should have looked at issue 2. Oh, where's my issue 3? I could just look. Okay, it doesn't matter. I have to wait until the end of the month to get it at my local. Yeah, you said they sold out. Oh, Ariella. Yes. But you have to get it, Robert. That's required reading. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's awesome that it's sold out at a comic book shop. Like, that's pretty fucking cool, right? I know you can't get it, and that sucks. But it's still pretty cool that it's sold out. So we've got Ariella and Giaris here, right? This face to me is too funny. One thing I've said since the very first issue, when we had Cleomenes, like his face structure and the way that he shown expression. One thing that the artist Carlos is so good at here is expression in the face. And that's rare, right? It is rare. But not at all in this book. Like, not in this book. So I love this because she saves him. Like, I went through this time after I had initially read it because I liked it so much. There's some times when I read a book, not gonna lie, whether it's by DC or Image or Aftershock or anything. There's some times when I go back through and I just, I read quickly. I don't glance at everything. I skip over some stuff. There are some times with books like this that I go back through because I enjoyed them so much, right? Like, this was one thing I initially missed, was how he was saved. And I thought that was really, really good. And I love, again, Willow's expression. Really, really good. So we basically have, see, now I'm like theorizing in my head about what's going on and who's on whose side. But that's a really good thing, right? I want to see, because I want to call them by their names. Really? There's no name here? Okay. I'll find it. I'm not a slacker. I totally didn't wake up 10 minutes before the stream. So King Cleomenes dies, right? He's gone. And we've got, oh my God, I want to call him by his name. Hold on, let me look. See, there's got to be something here. I very much love this mix of drama and nerddom. I'm here for it. Yay! It's Leonidas. Duh. I'm glad, because I was a little worried about putting it at the end of the Amber Heard stuff. And I was like, well, will people not, I kind of have two different subsets of crowds. Will people think it's weird? Nah, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you so much. That makes me feel better. So we've got Leonidas, and she's, I don't know. Now I think I know what's going on, but I don't want to say it because I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. Okay. We've got Leonidas and Giar's fighting, right? They're fighting, basically. Not yet, but it'll get there. And we've got these two getting attacked. Now let me get to the attacking part, because I want you guys to go check this out, right? I want you to. This page right here, when I seen this page initially, I was like, why does this look so almost like Swamp Thing-esque, right? And I was like, looking back through it, and it's very, very cool. We've got her and more, and we've got a capture here. Now, this is where this issue gets so interesting for me, because the action's great. The setup of Ariel and Leonidas is great. But with her getting captured, this introduces basically, not new, but a new character. And one thing I must appreciate about what Drew does with this, please check out the Camilla new account. Yep, nope. Not gonna do that. Is this story is very much so how do I say this? It is very much so a woman empowerment. Leonidas is dead. We've got Giarus taking over. We've got Ariel. We don't know what the fuck is going on with Ariel. And then we've got a new character that is very much so in charge. This story is what me and Bianca have done videos and complained about and done, telling people as writers, look, we love our nerdy stuff. We love comic books, but we don't want to have a woman that's just painted over with man paint, right? She can be a strong female character without being a man. And that is one thing that this book does so well, and it's so rare because this isn't women painted over with man paint. They're very, and not just in looks, I'm talking about everything, the thinking, the way that they get across their ideas. Everything about them is feminine, but they're fucking empowered. Not SJW empowered, not Mary Sue empowered. They are just simply empowered. And it's one reason why I love Catwoman so much. I look at her very much the same, right? She is a badass that loves her feminine side. And every single female character in this is just like this, right? So we've got Giara's worried about Sparta. And you understand why. Did they give her a name? Let me see here. The princess woke up from her nap. Regardless, you understand why she's pissed. You understand why she's upset. She literally says, you came to my land in exchange for some much needed help. What does your father do? He shuns us away, threatens us, and she's pissed. She's pissed. Sayala. Oh my God. Drew, these names. Sayala. That's how I'm going to say it. She's saying it can't go unpunished. You understand even the villains. And I think that's almost needed nowadays, because at some point you do have your like chaotic villains like Joker. But a lot of people get sick of that kind of stuff. Unless you have a good reason to relate to the character in a small way. It doesn't have to be in a big way. Just an understanding of taking care of your people, then you're going to check out a little bit, right? I'm so sick of Joker stories. I'm so sick of just the chaos for chaos sake. But Sparta must suffer. And see, just the expressions. I'm going to say that a few times. I love it. And what she's doing is keeping them captive. She's, sending her army. She wants to make them suffer. And it obviously it doesn't work out that way. We have this getting beat up. Or is that more? I don't remember. But they're going to keep her long enough just to see her. This. What the fuck is this? Like this one I gasp at. So they're going to go, punish her. Right. He's getting his knife ready. He's going to take out the pretty. Instead, she's like, she's been twitching with the things behind, trying to get out. Which you can see through the background. But she takes out his eye. This is what I praised in the first issue when she was trying to beat Moore in the first issue. She wasn't some giant, 125-pound girl that could beat up a big man. No, she used other different ways in order to get the upper hand. Like in the first issue, she used sand. I thought that was really clever. She blinded him. And oddly enough, that's exactly what happens here, too. She blinds him. Just a little bit harder this time. And I gasp. I was like, oh, that's smart. Like, she didn't just attack him. She didn't do any of that. She went for something that she knew would give her the upper hand. Very, very smart. So he does end up getting back a little bit, but they end up getting free, right? Well, I'm going to clip this. So if you don't want spoilers, leave now. I'll leave the spoilers out when I clip it. But I got to. I've got to talk about it because it's so good. So they end up getting a few things after them. And they do end up getting free. Now, they end up sliding down. He almost dies. I love this shot right here. I keep saying it over and over again. The expressions are done so well, and they're fucking stuck. They are basically at this point. They don't know where they're gonna go. Right? I think it's Cleffites. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. They've got them somewhere. They have no idea, and they are fucked. Like there's a logical way to get back, and that's for a different day. But that'll be when I review 4. But now we've got to have this character, which has been, Giaris at this point has been basically right. She's down. She is not feeling well. She has been captive. And now she has to take a giant ass man and get him off of this cliff. I don't know. I love the expression. I think this issue was the best so far. So because there was enough mix between dialogue, and I'll tell you right now why. Like, I'm going to go back up here a little bit. This character to me was very intriguing. The way she felt wronged was understandable. And the way that she conveyed the dialogue here, for the last issue, the dialogue was really good. I'm not saying that. But it was a lot more just about sex. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Like, the last issue was about Giaris still learning and using sex as a tool in her tool belt. But now, bye, dead guy. Thank you for stopping by. Now we are seeing Giaris in trouble and having to do something. We're past almost, not all the way, but we're past part of the learning. We're over that hump. So we're seeing her in action. And now we're seeing her see initially, this is where I'm like, my mind starts going, right? Because Ariel, I thought, was going to be the big, we were going to have her in this issue, learn about who she was and why she was doing what she was doing. But instead, you introduce a character that I think is really well done. I don't think she died, did she? I hope not, because she was a good character. Where did she go? That's a really good question. Because now there's no body. In comic books, if there's no body, she's still alive. So now are we going to get a team up? Right? Well, Ariel and Solana, I think is how you say her name. Silvana, something like that. Team up. Is she gone? What's going on? And I also, again, to Carlos, this is beautiful. Just this simple, here, let me zoom in a little bit. The simple shading, the outline. Just absolutely stunning work here. And I'm so impressed. Like, I feel like I should have a few more criticisms. Let me see if I can think of one. I don't know. Like, I feel like I owe it to have a few more criticisms. But this was a really good issue. And I can't think of like any real criticism. Okay, she looks a little funky there. There we go, criticism. I need a mega pint of coffee. Share. Rude. I don't know. You guys should, this book is doing really well. Keep the noise up about it because I think it's really good. I think, again, we can go back to the expressions, the way that it's the way that we see these characters. Okay, I do have a bit of criticism here, because I'm honestly a little confused. So we've got Leonidas. Now I'm gonna go a little quick here, right? We've got Leonidas. He's working with Ariel. That's clear. Now we've got them fighting and fucking and who knows, right? My criticism here is, hold on, let me get a good picture for you guys. Leonidas and, so this is Leonidas. Okay. Why don't I remember, where's Moore? Why is Drew, if you're in there, why does this character here, that is the same character as this, look so different? And that's where kind of, I think I have a hard time. Their designs are so similar. Maybe that's what it is. I'm trying to figure it out in real time without sounding stupid. You never had coffee in your life? Are you serious? That's crazy. Why don't I remember what happened to Moore? I think that's my biggest criticism, is the difference between the two is very hard to tell. But other than that, this book is wonderful. That's not like I just tried to go through it and realize in real time what it was. But I'm going to have to go back and look through the book. I'm sold. Good. It's worth your time. That's the thing. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I wonder if, what, I am so confused. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. See, quality entertainment, right? 1 year later, we've got fighting. Okay. 1 year ago, meow, 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 meow. See, and we've got very dark brown hair. Leonidas. Did Moore die and I missed it? 1 month after. So it's not exactly linear, which is fine. But I swear I thought I saw more in this book. Am I crazy here? Are you serious? This is why I don't oversleep, you guys. All right, I can figure it out off stream. But I swear I'm not losing it. This is quality entertainment that we subscribe for. Yeah, just scrolling, trying to figure out where the fuck Moore went. I don't know. I'm losing it. Again, I'll figure it out off a stream, but obviously Leonidas is, she did something to him. He's going to end up being like a tool for her. But I swear I thought, I don't know. All right, I'm not going to dwell because this makes it look worse, right? Yeah, see, she says Moore. Fuck if I know. Regardless of my insanity here at the last 5 minutes trying to figure it out to make a point that I didn't actually make. It's a great book. This book has been, and I don't like this type of book. I like Dark Knights of Steel. It's really good, but it's also, DC characters. One thing that this book does best, and I said it earlier, is the women. They are enjoyable as characters in a way that I would say I love Harley and Catwoman. Like, the femme fatale, but in Spartan times, they are what a modern writer needs to learn from. And I don't think that Drew ever got that wrong. But I also don't think that a lot of writers know how to do women in that light, right? Every single time we see something done, it's not because this woman can just, have this masculine strength or speaks like a man or commands like a man, right? She's a princess. She commands her army like a woman would. You're going to stream at 3 going after Poison Ivy. I think tomorrow I really wanted to finish Arkham Origins before Christmas, right? There needs to be a hero. That's exactly right. And Christopher's right. There is a different heroic journey for females, for very girly females, or maybe more, there's a difference between girly females and masculine females. We actually have a girly female that has that heroic journey catered to a heroic woman. And that I can fucking respect, because it is why I am drawn. And most of the characters that I like a lot of my favorite characters are those female characters, right? Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Talia al Ghul, Cheshire. I love those characters because somebody does them correctly. When you have a brand new character brought to me, 3 issues isn't a lot to get to know a character, right? These other ones I've named, I've read hundreds of issues each. When you have a brand new character that feels like it brings something new and unique to the table, but still keeps that femininity, that very, very girly femininity and smarts, I'm sold. I love it. Hey, wait. Wait. Don't fuck with my heart. Wait. I know how this works. You'll just have to buy the issue in order to find out. Get it? I'm totally not plugging it. Don't fuck with my heart. Take, for example, let's see here. Florentine isn't a Mary Sue. She isn't a queen. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm assuming maybe one of your original characters in your books you're writing. Maybe. But yeah, you guys, if you Drew, do you have so here, I'm gonna put it I'll put it in the description also. But you can get it from your local comic book shop. The Kickstarter's done, obviously. This is also the website. I did spell that out. Okay, I wanted to make sure I spelled that right. There's a lot of ways to get it, and it's worth it. It really, really is. I need to get a book written someday. I know I always say the same thing too, right? I really need to do a comic, but the thing is I have zero talent. Like, I can write. The issue isn't writing. I enjoy writing. The issue is you have to have a lot of startup money, a lot of startup money. And affording an artist and inker and colorer, that's a lot of money. How come book 3 wasn't on Kickstarter? That's a good question. Drew, you got questions for you. Hey, you up for Christmas streaming? I thought about having you on tomorrow if you wanted to do best comics of the week, because I usually do it on Tuesday, and going over the end of Dark Crisis and the beginning of the dawn of the DCU. Because I don't want to get out of the habit of at least once a week streaming about comics. I don't. We've got the end. There we go. Perfect answer. We've got the end of the trial. So this is a perfect way to get back in and, get back to basics. There may or may not be a special edition in January. Perfect. All right, guys, I am going to wrap up. Make sure you guys check out Comics Elite on YouTube, and I will put all of the links in the description for everything we talked about today. And I appreciate each and every single one of you.